happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. Now you guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to check this one out. And guys, this one was actually pretty hard to believe. We're seeing even more legal trouble coming for the corrupt New York Attorney General Letitia James in this one, as she's now added insurance fraud charges to the long list of charges that she already faced. Guys, I'm excited to get into this one, so we're not hop straight into it. All I ask that you guys please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
On Valentine's Day a year ago, roses are red, violets are blue. No one's above the law, even when you think the rules don't apply to you. Happy Valentine's Day. She, of course, referring to Donald Trump. Our next guest using that tweet against her. No one is above the law, even when you think the rules don't apply to you. Letitia James. Florida Congressman and Florida gubernatorial candidate Byron Donalds is with us. Congressman, it's great to see you. Pretty ironic. Karma, payback, revenge, all of them apply here. Do you think the DOJ actually charges her?
Well, look, if it's clear that she violated the law and she was committing mortgage fraud, not to mention, as I understand it, if you're going to be the New York Attorney General, how are you claiming that you live in another state? That just doesn't work. And so if all these things pan out to be true, she should be charged. She was quick to charge Donald Trump, saying that he put fraudulent information on a loan application. Well, that's what she's accused of doing right now. And She also accused Donald Trump of saying that Mar-a-Lago is worth $18 million. I mean, we all know that was just stupid and a lie. So if they go through their investigation and they find evidence, probable cause, that she was committing mortgage fraud for her own benefit, of course she should be charged. That's the way our system of justice works.
It all happened in 2023. So that's when she falsified these records, allegedly. And that was the same year she put Donald Trump on trial. Do you have any concerns about her being married to her father? Is that something we need to look into?
Listen, I think everybody's got concerns about that one. That's just not something that everybody thinks is cool. I don't. It's just weird, to quote a former person running for the vice presidency that we won't talk about. But look, at the end of the day, this is what happens. You have these officials who want to go on these witch hunts, while at the same time they're doing dirt behind the shadows. In the shadows. It's simply wrong. She should be held accountable like anybody else.
So now those allegations of insurance fraud. This is from Gateway Pundit. This website has been on the forefront of breaking down all of these mortgage allegations and is reporting on potential insurance fraud as well. Now, where would the insurance fraud come from? According to Gateway Pundit and to my own background, I can say that this makes a lot of sense. It says here, firstly, this regards James's claim of residence for a home mortgage in Norfolk, Virginia. Whether a home is owner occupied or not plays a significant role in how insurance companies determine rates for homeowners insurance. Owner-occupied homes, the primary residence in which the homeowner actually lives, are typically considered lower risk by insurers. They believe that these homes are better and regularly maintained and monitored, and that issues like water damage, fire, or theft are more likely to be caught early or prevented altogether. As a result, insurance premiums for owner-occupied homes are generally lower. In contrast, non-owner occupied homes, such as rental properties, vacation homes, or vacant houses, pose a higher risk and usually come with higher premiums. For rental properties, landlords need specialized insurance, also often called DP3 policies, that covers dwelling liability and potential loss of rental income. So as you can see where this is going, if you are claiming that you are going to owner occupy a rental property, one, we can say fraud, right? Because the benefit to you is you get the owner occupied insurance rate, which is going to be a lower rate usually than if you were to take out an insurance policy for that same dwelling, that same property, but as a rental property. And so this could also go for James's claim of only 4 units in her apartment building in Brooklyn. Insurance policies for apartment buildings vary significantly based on the number of units, with a major distinction occurring between buildings with 4 or fewer units and those with 5 or more. So if she takes out an insurance policy for a dwelling or a building with 4 or fewer units, she would likely, and anyone, not just James, but the property owner would likely get a better rate than if you were to take out a policy on the property for 5 or more units. See, 4 or fewer, typically you can own or occupy a 4 or fewer unit building, okay? This comes under federal guidelines. And 5 or more would be considered an investment property. So you would get investment property rates, not only on the mortgage, but also insurance. So if you lie and say that your 5 unit is a 4 unit, you get better rates maybe, but you also may be committing insurance fraud. Now, speaking of fraud, Sam Antar has been at the forefront of these investigations into Letitia James, and he also has in his own background convictions for, I believe, financial related crimes. And so this has turned him into something of an expert and kind of a vigilante against these kinds of crimes. He recently did an interview talking all about this Letitia James situation. Let's take a look.
All right. We have a great guest tonight. Sam Antar is a forensic accountant who has a very colorful past we'll dig into here in a bit. He is the man that dug all of this up on Letitia James. He's the source of all this information. Sam, thank you so much for joining us here on the set.
Thank you for having me on, sir.
You're a New Yorker. You live right down the street, and this is some fantastic work here. I want to start and get into just the specifics first. Starting with this Virginia property that she claimed as her primary residence while she was, I mean, this is Norfolk, Virginia. This is probably a 5-6 hour drive, claiming it's her primary residence while she's the AG of New York. From your report, you say James signed a specific power of attorney declaring her intent to make 604 Sterling Street in Norfolk, Virginia, her principal residence, a legally binding statement that may have automatically vacated her position as New York Attorney General under Public Officers Law 30. A declaration that came just 45 days before she launched her case, her civil fraud case against Donald Trump. Tell us more about what happened in Virginia here.
She purchased a property with a relative. This is in 2023, a few weeks. She closed
2 years
on,
ago, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She closed on it right before the Trump trial. And in the file documents with the county clerk's office, there was a power of attorney that she gave her cousin or niece to close the mortgage.
Yep.
And on the power of attorney, she represented that I intend to use this property as my primary residence. Now, there's 2 problems with that. The first problem is she lied on the power of attorney. Would anybody really believe that she was going to move to Virginia in the middle of the Trump trial? Second part is there's section 6 of the mortgage that states that the borrower, meaning her and her niece, have to occupy the property as their primary residence within 60 days. Not one or the other, both.
Wow.
She at least never occupied it. Right. That's
and what was the motivation to do this? Why lie?
Lower interest rates.
Lower interest rates.
I'd call her a petty thief.
A petty thief. This is, I mean, this is, when you look at the allegations she made against Trump, is this act worse, better, same?
Well, no. Listen, Trump is not a real felon. I'm a real felon. Okay, so so Trump didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. You don't see anything wrong in the case you made against Trump? You think, I mean, obviously the jury here thought that he did something wrong.
Well, listen,
it seems like what every developer has ever done.
You should have listened to the appellate arguments, because the appellate judges seem to be, it seems like they're going to write an opinion that's going to vacate the entire case.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay. Yeah. It's because, I mean, it obviously was, we were all astounded by what they charged him for that. That penalty was ridiculous. I want to move on here. Let's talk about Brooklyn, New York. This is her actual main residence. She walked out of this house this morning, a townhouse she owns. It's a multifamily home. You discovered James has been claiming that her townhouse is a 4-unit dwelling when it actually has 5 units. Why would she do this?
To obtain lower mortgage rates. Again,
Same motivation.
if one to 4 units has different underwriting guidelines, and also insurance too, by the way, insurance fraud. Whereas if it's 5 or more units, it's considered a commercial property and also subject to different insurance guidelines.
Right.
She repeatedly lied because there's a certificate of occupancy that states that it's 5 units. And in New York, that rules. And it's unbelievable that that complaints were filed with the Department of Buildings, and they wrote it off as a minor problem, minor error. Where every other landlord in New York, if you pull that stunt, illegal conversion, having a building that's different from the certificate of occupancy, they will fine you. They will make you alter the building.
She's flat out lying on these documents. She didn't deny anything about it. 1983, she takes out a $30,000 loan with her dad. She files it as a husband and wife. She's married to a father. Why?
First of all, that was discovered by Joel Gilbert, not me. I don't want to take credit for anybody's work.
Okay.
All right, that was 1983. What he found was that she bought the house as daughter and mother, father and daughter, and then she, when they did the mortgage, it was husband and wife.
As husband and wife.
Also, you get different underwriting as husband and wife than as you buy it as partners or two family members.
We have
and now this is different from the Brooklyn home. This is a different property. I think it was in Queens.
In Queens, yeah. It was a long time ago. This is 41 years ago, 42 years ago. We have allegations of flying private on taxpayer money, almost $42,000 to places like Martha's Vineyard, Puerto Rico. We have luxury hotels with mischaracterized on official filings. What can you tell us here?
Let's break it down. Between 2021 and 2022, she used private jets to get around, spent $42,000 of taxpayer money. The vendor she spent the money on was called Venture Jets. No other government agency, because the information is out there, back to 2014 ever used Venture Jets or for private jet travel, period.
Yeah.
Then in 2022, when the government stops paying for it, her campaign starts paying for it. Now, let's go back to this stuff that the taxpayers paid for. If you align the payments for the for Venture Jets and those trips, because you don't pay jet travel net 30 days, you pay it COD, cash on delivery.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of those trips align with major campaign events that she was attending. That's a problem.
That's a big. She has a lot of problems here.
Right.
It's unbelievable reporting. We've dug through. I think the bulk of of what you have found. I believe. Real quick before I let you go, you have a past.
Yes.
And tell us how you got so good at what you just did with what you worked on this for 7 months. How'd you get so good at this?
Because I was a criminal for 20 years and I was very good at doing what I did as a criminal. Morality aside.
Yeah.
The FBI saw a talent in me and they helped me out going forward after the Crazy Eddie case. The FBI taught me things. When I was being investigated, the FBI taught me how investigations are done. All of the beatings that the FBI gave me when I was doing crime made me into a better human being.
That's amazing. And you said you like to figure out puzzles.
I love puzzles. I love numbers. Listen.
Yeah.
I am not the Trump administration. I don't work for the Trump administration. I did this on my own time and my own dime. And I don't give a damn what Trump does.
Yep.
I will hold it personally accountable.
Sam Antar. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate it. Great.
Now, of course, James did somewhat address these allegations in a recent interview of hers. She kind of sideswiped the allegations, but you know what she didn't do? She did not come out with a full-throated denial of these allegations. And frankly, y'all, even if she had, it looks like we're seeing with the potential insurance fraud claims, it looks like even if she had denied the previous claims, new claims are coming out still. So maybe it is better from her perspective for her, just because, what's she going to come out and deny it every time? Maybe it makes a lot more sense for her to just lay low for now. Let's take a look at what she said.
Good to see you, Ms. James. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Errol.
Absolutely. What is going on here? Did anybody contact you before this letter went out accusing you of this, that, and the other and making a criminal referral about real estate transactions?
No, not at all. And let me just say to all New Yorkers and to all Americans, the allegations are baseless. The allegations are nothing more than a revenge tour. And as you mentioned, my office was successful in securing a $454 million judgment against Donald Trump and others for exaggerating the value of his assets. He engaged in a pattern and practice of fraud. And the interest is accruing each and every day while the case is on appeal in the First Department. It's important that individuals know that this is nothing more than the continuation of the tour. He went after law firms, universities, immigrants, women. Thousands of federal employees right now are unemployed. Our government is in chaos and in disarray. Medicaid, Social Security, CFPB, and the list goes on and on and on. And as you know, as you mentioned, each and every day, my office is leading the fight against these executive orders, which have no legal import at all, have no legal significance. And we are standing up for the rights and privileges of New Yorkers and Americans. I will not be silenced. I will not be bullied. I will not bend. I will not break. And I will not bow to anyone. No one is above the law, including the President of these United States.
Okay.
Well, the Office of the Attorney General will continue to stand up.
Let me follow up of some of what's in this this letter. It says, according to media reports, which for us in the media is kind of a red flag, meaning that it seems to be based on some social media posts that I know were made by partisan political actors. But just let me ask you about some of the specifics in the letter. They're saying that your house in Brooklyn is a legal 5-family and the mortgage on it is for a 4-family house. Is that true?
So let me just say that, Errol, you know, as any good attorney, I will not litigate this case in a camera. It's important that we will respond to these allegations at the appropriate time and in an appropriate way. But I will not go back and forth with respect to these baseless allegations. I am more focused again on standing up for the freedoms, the liberties, and for the rule of law in the state of New York.
I was under the impression by all of this that what they were really looking for is what they got, which is a headline saying, Tish James is under a criminal investigation. Is that pretty much what's going on here?
Yeah, that's what they got. That's what they got. And it's unfortunate that you have some of these right-wing conservative individuals who are camped out in front of my home and in front of the homes of my relatives in Virginia, harassing them each and every day. And it's unfortunate, knocking on the doors of my neighbors and the neighbors of my relatives in the state of Virginia. And it is nothing more than a headline. Nothing more than, again, retaliation against all of the actions that I have taken successfully against Donald Trump.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Oh my goodness. You know what they say, folks living in those glass houses should not be throwing stones. Now seeing the downfall of Letitia James for the same thing that she falsely came after Donald Trump, accusing him of overvaluing his assets to get more favorable interest rates long terms. Now we're seeing that she's guilty of the same exact thing, except she actually committed the crime. Oh my goodness, we thought mortgage fraud was going to be the end of it. You know, Letitia James, her charge, and that was going to be her downfall. But no, we're adding even more on top. The cherry on top is the interest fraud. In order to get better interest rates, she's been lying all around the board. Wouldn't be surprised to see if she lied on her income tax as well. And this is a prime example of that Trump curse at work. I mean, we've opened up her Pandora's box, all her wrongdoings. It's all coming out. And it's not going to stop till we get to the bottom of it. And I'm not upset with it. I mean, think about it. If it was me, if it was you guys inside that situation right now, guess what? We'd be below the jail. It wouldn't be a question about it. They would be coming after us, prosecution to the fullest. You know, every single time it's one of these folks, these loonies on the left, they somehow skate by and don't face accountability or true justice. I want that to change right here. Hold Letitia James' feet to the fire. Hold her, because she's seen how she came after Donald Trump. She wanted Trump Tower. She came for the highest judgment, and we're still in appellate courts trying to, sort that thing out. Go ahead and go for the gusto. Drain her bank account, all her wealth. I don't care. Hold her accountable for all of her actions, guys. Definitely out in the comment section though. New development, new chart. Insurance fraud now is the added to the list of Letitia James, the long rap sheet. Y'all hop in the comments. Comments are open. I'm excited to hear what you guys are thinking on this one. Also, make sure you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one. We